Welcome back. I am Anurag, and in this video we are going to discuss some more tips on how to handle stress. In the last video we talked about stressful thoughts which are coming because of something that happened in the past or the future that may happen. And I'm sorry about the background screen of that video. Clearly the green screen which I was trying did not work. So sorry about that. So in this video we are going to talk about a formula which is given in the book called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. So there are 3 steps in this formula. And these 3 precise steps help you to deal with the stressful situation that you are currently going through. So the first step in that formula is to make a fearless and honest analysis of the current situation. Now, fearless and honest is important. So we want to make an honest analysis of what is the stress you're going through and what is the worst that can happen. So you're going through a tough situation, this is happening, that is happening. It's because of those reasons that these things are happening, and what is the worst that can happen? Oh, well, this could lead to something, the worst kind, which I don't want to imagine, right? You need to make an analysis of this situation. After figuring out what is the worst that could happen, what you need to do is try to reconcile the possibility of those worst situations that could happen, of the worst outcomes that could happen. It's a possibility, and you're trying to reconcile yourself to accept those possibilities. This can be a difficult step, but what it helps you to achieve is that once you accept the worst, in other words, let's imagine you hit the rock bottom or you pushed to the wall. That's where you are way past the damage that it could cause. That's what's giving you stress, and now is a time where you are ready to respond to the damage or ready to take action to recover from that damage. So you're way past the damage that it could do to you, and at that point you feel a little better because once you have accepted it, you have crossed that emotion that it could happen. As a next step, we calmly devote time to improve that situation, to prevent that situation if we can. Right? This is the time where you say that, okay, if this is the worst that could have happened, and suppose this has happened, what is it that you could do to not let it happen, or what is it that you could do when this has happened? It is important to understand that worry and stress reduces our ability to concentrate, which is needed to solve that situation, which is needed to go through that situation. Suppose a misfortune has happened and you're trying to deal with the consequences. The first step to deal with those consequences is to accept the situation. So acceptance that we did in the second step is very important. Post acceptance, there is nothing to lose anymore, because what you thought could happen as the worst, you are imagining that it has happened, so you have accepted it. Now there is nothing more to lose. So that's why we say that now is everything to gain. People are angry and bitter because they do not accept the worst. They do not accept that this has happened or could happen. Hence, there is no effort to improve something. So they are constantly in that emotion that this has happened, this could happen, and there is no effort being made to improve that situation, to do any constructive step or to take any constructive step to prevent that situation or to even to focus to prevent that situation. Instead of trying to make things better, there is always a violent contest in their mind against the situation. And this is what leads to depression or that brooding feeling or that being sad all the time. Now let's take this formula and try to apply this on real situations. Let me take an example. This is a famous story of frogs where one frog wins and the other frogs are not able to win that contest. Well, let's say the contest is to climb that difficult tree, and when the frogs are trying or when the contestant is trying, there's a huge crowd which is producing this noise of, well, they're cheering but they're also trying to give comments on, oh, is this really worth it, this is so difficult, why even try? So what is happening is that those frogs which are competing, they are getting affected with this noise and constant opinions, and they are not able to focus on the current task. They're not able to give their best, and they're not able to win or finish the competition or compete in the right way. Then here comes a frog which seems unaffected, and he is working through the competition step by step, and he wins the competition. In other words, he finishes the task. And later, when they try to talk to that contestant, they figure out that frog was dead. So when we try to fit this story into the formula that we discussed, suppose one of the frog which is getting affected by this noise is competing. What the frog would need to do is analyze the situation that he's trying to compete and his performance is getting degraded because he is getting affected by this noise. And then as a second step, he makes an assessment as what is the worst that can happen. Well, the assessment that he makes is that he could lose the competition. And well, he tells himself that, okay, let me try to accept this, that big deal, I lose the competition. It's not end of life. And then we come to the third step, that what does he do to make things better? So what he would want to do is cut off the noise and just focus on the task. The frog which won the race or won the competition was able to do it because it had a natural gift of cutting off the noise and just focusing on the task. Hence, that frog won. Now let's get to a more serious example. Let's imagine a person who is mid-aged. He works in a company, works in an office. He has a wife and children at home. He has an ailing mother, and he is a single breadwinner of the family. He's the only one who earns for everyone at home, and he has to take care of his mother, and he is very attached to his mother. And the mother is sick, and now she is hospitalized. And because he is taking care of his mother, he has taken a lot of leaves from office. He is not able to do any work in office. And his mother also is not getting any better. The doctors are trying, but he's seeing that she is deteriorating more and more. So at one hand he has a fear that he might lose his mother. On the other hand, he feels that he might lose his job, and he also thinks that he might run out of money. So as you see, this is a difficult situation, and a person who's going through this can feel intense emotional pain. So it is a difficult situation to go through. Now, if we try to apply the formula for this person who's dealing with this situation, our first step says that try to analyze. So we analyze the situation that, like we talked about, that there are these three things which is bothering him: him losing the job, his losing the money, and the worst that he is extremely fearful about is that he might lose his mother. Then we come to the second step, that can he really accept the worst? So what is the worst? The worst is that yes, he could lose his mother, he could run out of all his money, and he might lose his job. Can he accept this? Extremely difficult to accept, impossible to accept. But life goes on, and sometimes we take difficult steps and difficult decisions to go on with our lives. So he accepts that now everybody has to go, and one day his mother has to go. So death is possibility. Death is a possibility, and he accepts that. Now coming to losing all his money and losing his job, well, he accepts that too. That if the hospital bill keeps rising, he's going to run out of money, and if he never shows up at work, they are going to kick him out of work. So all this is a possibility, and he accepts that yes, this is a possibility. Extremely painful emotionally, of course. Now we come to the third step: is what can he do to take care of the situation, to improve the situation, to prevent the situation from happening. So in the third step, what he decides is that he's accepted the fact that except that his mother could die, and so he can't do anything much about it. But coming to the second step is that can he run out of money? So what he decides is that if he has so much of money, he is chalking out this X amount of money which he will give for the medical expenses. And once he touches that cap that he has put, he would have to take a decision to bring his mother back home and give her whatever care he can till nature takes its due course. Coming to the third worry which he had was losing his job. What he decides to do is inform the office about the current situation and request them to be humane and to understand and be more understanding about the emergency that he's going through. If they understand and if they are helpful and understanding about the situation, well, that's great. But if they're not, he decides to accept that he might lose that job, and he'll have to look for a new job once he recovers from this situation, and as soon as he can get back to find a new job. So as you see, that this was an extremely challenging situation, full of emotional pain, and whatever the person can do, he takes a call, and it's difficult to implement, but he makes a plan. So as you see that following these three steps, he gets that a little bit of energy to at least focus on the current best that he can do. So this was my attempt to share this formula with you. Hope this is helpful. If you find this helpful, please like the video, subscribe the channel, and do share this video with your friends and families. Thank you.